the last team I wanted to touch on, Chase, real quick, Atlanta Falcons, they signed quarterback Tua Tagovailoa. Crazy. He has just been, like, Tua might be the biggest disaster of recent memory in the NFL, not just because he's now thought of as a backup quarterback for most people, but because Miami dropped an absolute bag of a contract on this guy, north of $50 million per year, only for him to completely crap the bed. Like, it's just been a disaster. And Atlanta, listen, like, the Falcons kind of makes sense. Two left-handed quarterbacks, same system. If you want to back up, it helps with the fluidity of things. But let's be absolutely honest. With all his concussions, his processing of the field is that of a muffin. It's disgusting. I do not expect big things from Tua. I just don't see it. Like, he's made his money. The Dolphins ate dead cap. It is what it is. It was, personally, as a Bills fan, just kind of laughable to see this all happen and all this all unfold. But I do think ultimately, like, Tua's trending down. Like, he's made his money. He had his time in the league. But I just don't see it with anybody, to be honest with you.
I actually think Atlanta was the perfect situation for both parties, because I think if there's anybody that's going to turn Tua around, it's going to be Kevin Stefanski, who for so long has been able to squeeze all the juice that he could squeeze out of a quarterback. And so you can't tell me the talent isn't there for Tua. It was 19 touchdowns last year in 11 games. It was 20 touchdowns this year in 14 games, 29 in 17 in 2023. 13 games, 25 touchdowns, highest touchdown rate and passer rating in the league in 2022. And I know that was a long time ago and things have been trending downhill ever since. But I still feel like a guy that this year, I think down the stretch, wasn't like terrible. I think kind of before he was benched, it was a bad final game against Pittsburgh. I don't think it was terrible. It wasn't good, obviously. It wasn't terrible. And then a guy who led the league in completion percentage the year before that, led the league in passing yards the year before that, and led the league in passer rating the year before that. I guess these stats can only tell you so much. The eye test has told you that you're right. He can't read the field. He clearly is relying on an explosive offense. But what does he have in Atlanta? Like, he has a pretty explosive offense. I think Kyle Pitts is a great tight end. I think we saw what he could do with Jonnu Smith as a tight end back in 2024, and I think he's going to work really, really well with Kyle Pitts. I think Drake London is an elite wide receiver one. I think he can mesh with him really, really well. And having Bijan Robinson, that's a premium version of a Devon Achane. Like, he's going to take not only just so much for the passing game, but just take so much attention off of Tua. I think he should be the starter there next year. I think Michael Penix is an absolute disaster, more so than Tua. And I think the injuries are always going to be the concern with the concussions. And you're right, it certainly was never worth upwards of $50 million a year. But I think if you're the Atlanta Falcons, who don't have a quarterback, if they can get something out of Tua, something that looks just a little bit like the 2022 or 2023 version, which I think they can get with their offensive playmakers that surround him and the head coach that they hired in Kevin Stefanski, I honestly do not think that Tua's career is completely over. I want to at least see it in Atlanta and see if anything can materialize. I'm not sitting here and saying that Tua is going to go and be the star quarterback again. I'm just intrigued to see it one more time with a new system and a really great offensive structure.
Well, and here's the thing, and this will be my final point on the Falcons. I've said for a few years now, the Falcons are a quarterback away. And last year, obviously, they add an absolutely phenomenal draft class on the defensive side of the ball, 2 edge rushers and a safety. All 3 of them could have damn won defensive rookie of the year. Like, they were great. Now, obviously, the James Pierce situation, it does not look favorable for the Falcons, but the bottom line is they have pieces, and offensively, you're right, you have your Bijans, your Drake Londons, your Kyle Pitts, who I think is still a phenomenal talent and very underrated in the league. It's like you just need the quarterback. And to me, personally, I don't think Tua answers that bell, and I don't really like Michael Penix either, to be honest with you. I think his ceiling is right at where his floor is. Like, I don't see much upside with him. So I wouldn't be satisfied if I was Atlanta with the quarterback situation, because I do think they have the team to go forward and win, especially in a weaker division where the Carolina Panthers, and full credit to them, won the division. It's yours for the taking. It's really anyone's for the taking. So if I was Atlanta, I wouldn't be satisfied.